celebration of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj Vyaspuja on the 77th. So I'm just going to announce the schedule. So for a couple of things that we need to inform you all. So we will have bhajans, and then after glorifications of Maharaj, and then later on we'll have a Pushpanjali, and after Pushpanjali there is going to be Aarti, and after Aarti at 1 p.m. there will be a prasadam for everyone downstairs. So in this context, so everybody must be wondering what is Vyaspuja and what is the glorification of sannyasi. So in our scriptures, we see that all the saintly persons, all the sages have spiritual masters, and even Krishna, when he descends in this material world, he has spiritual master, even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, as every devotee, every spiritual seeker need one mentor or guide, a spiritual master. So, without a spiritual master, we cannot approach Lord Krishna directly. And even in our glorifications of our deities, like in the morning, we start with the glorification of a spiritual master, Samsara Dhavana. So after that, only we chant the Hare Krishna mantra. And where later on, before Bhagavatam class, we chant the glorification of spiritual master. So we have a immense glorification of our acharyas. Without acharyas, one cannot go to the Krishna directly. So in this regard, I would like to tell you the importance of the spiritual master and importance of the serving spiritual master and importance of the Krishna. So as aspiring devotees, we are all eager to receive the mercy of the Lord and obtain this mercy. There is one absolute necessity, that is to obtain the blessings of dust of lotus feet of a pure devotee. And Srila Narottam Das Thakur, one of the Acharya, great saintly person, says that Charya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Paichiye Keva. So unless one serves this Vaishnava, he cannot deliver. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam also, there is saying, second canto, 3rd chapter, 23rd verse, Jivan Jayo Bhagavat Tangari Renum Na Jatum Mrityu Abhileshat Yasta. The person who has not at any time received the dust of the feet of the Lord's pure devotee upon his head, certainly a dead body. So Srila Prabhupada often says that, if you want to please me, please my servant, or please my dog. So if you want to love me, then you should love my dog. So this is the first thing. One should love his devotees, then we can obtain Krishna. Otherwise, Krishna is never obtained directly. Okay. So in this regard, therefore the conclusion of that, one should be more serious about seeking the mercy of the devotee than the Lord. Okay. Then directly by one's going, it is not going to appreciated. So the natural attraction for the service to the devotee is more and more important than natural attraction for the Lord. So in this regard, instead of revealing all the scriptures, instead of going through all the scriptures, I would like to tell a story which demonstrate the exactly how, why and what a spiritual master plays a role in each and every one of us. So this story is a life of a great saintly person. His name is Kanchipurna, and it illustrates this principle very nicely. So Kanchipurna, one of the 5 disciples initiated by Srila Yamunacharya, And although he was born in the Sudra family, he was the most famous throughout South India. And is a great Vaishnava, and where he offered a daily service to the fanning to the famous deity of the Lord, which is known as Sri Varadaraja Swami. So Varadaraja Swami, for your information, is in South India. It's a very in Karnataka. So where he used to fan the Lord, and at the same time he is such a pure devotee where Lord and this devotee Kanchipurna used to have dialogues with him. Now we see that the deities in the Kali Yuga, they don't speak, but at the same time we see here the stories where a devotee, saintly person is talking to the deity. So this Varadaraja Swami is so much famous, and also they are having a daily conversation with that Kanchipurna. So on daily basis, it's like we cannot talk Kishore directly like this, but there is a purification of the heart, purification of the mind is needed. But whoever has, they can talk. But this Kanchipurna is such a famous, in a short period of time, the news went viral. Everybody knows who is Kanchipurna, and everybody knows what is his position, and everybody knows how he is serving the Lord, Varadaraja Swami, every day. So on behalf of village people, like on behalf of everybody, he used to ask Varadaraja Kanchipurna that I have this question, do I get the, after leaving my body, will I go to Vaikuntha Lok, or will I be able to go back to home, back to Godhead? I have this problem, I have that problem. Everybody used to ask Kanchipurna. So Lord used to answer through him. He was asking question, Lord, such and such devotee, such and such person has this question. Will he go home, back to Godhead after his life ended? So everybody was asking, and on behalf of everybody, Kanchipurna was answering this question. So one question came in his mind, saying that, so I am asking everybody about the situation and about what is their destiny, what are their problems. So he has his question in his mind. He says, thinking that, so do I deserve to go home, back to Godhead? Or do I be staying in this world? So he was hesitant to ask Varadaraja Swami deity. And Lord understood what's going on in his mind. He asked, Kanchipurna, my dear Kanchipurna, from last few days you seems to be disturbed. And it seems you have any question in your mind. And he said that, yes, I have one question. So, what is that question? You don't have to hesitate to ask. You have asked for on behalf of all the villagers. Now you can ask. Then Kanchipurna asked question, requesting him that, my dear Lord, after my life, will I go home? Will I come to the Vaikuntha? Then Lord answered. So that he said that no. You are talking the Lord every day, and you are having conversation, and you are asking, you being a representative of the whole village, and you yourself want to know what is your destiny. Will you go back home, back to Godhead? And Lord says no. Then interestingly, Lord says that Kanchipurna, if there is, if you want to come back to home, back to Godhead, but you must serve my devotee. Then only you will acquire the qualification of coming to the back to Godhead. So finally, after hearing this answer from the Lord Varadaraj, he was doing fanning. Immediately he kept down fanning, and he went to the village. He wants to serve the devotee of the Lord. So Kanchipurna is a very dear servant of the Lord, and nobody is accepting his services. Because he's such a pure devotee, they will get sin. So although he is serving the Lord with a great devotion and served with a sincere, unless someone serves my devotee, they cannot enter into my abode. So he was trying with every householder, villagers, people, nobody is accepting his service. So one day what he did is he took off his saffron cloth and dressed in a normal clothes, and he served in an incognito way, disguised way, in a one particular household. They are also devotee for 6 months. After serving 6 months, then he came to the Varadaraj, Lord Varadaraj, and he says that, I have serving this particular devotee for 6 months, more than 6 months. So do I deserve? Then Varadaraj Swami said, yes, you are the qualification. You acquired the qualification. So in this way, we see that there are many examples, many stories where, one has to serve a pure devotee of the Lord, then only you can get acquired qualification to go home back to Godhead. In the one small shloka from Chaitanya Charitamrita Antya Leela 6.97. So Chaitanya Bhagavata. Srila Vrindavan Das Thakur quotes the Vaishnava, Varaha Purana. Siddhir bhavati na vedi spamsho achuta sevayam nimarsayatu tabhakti paranjaya ratin. So one may doubt whether a servant of the Supreme Personality of Godhead will attain perfection. But there is absolutely no doubt that those who are attached to serving a devotee will attain such perfection. So I just wanted to share the importance of serving a pure devotee and importance of accepting a spiritual master in our own life. So by this story, one can understand what is importance. So I would like to share this invitation of the warm welcoming everyone for Vyaspuja. So, and I have got a list of the people who are ready to offer their offerings. I would like to call first Paramatma Prabhu. He can read his offering to Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Thank you. Holiness Japataka Swami Maharaj ki.
Hare Krishna. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Hare Krishna, Srila Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to you, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. So on this sacred occasion of your Vyaspuja, I offer my heartfelt gratitude and deep appreciation for your extraordinary life. And you have showered or displayed or exhibited unwavering dedication in the service of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Your life is a living testament to the power of pure devotional service, and you have exhibited limitless services. Maharaj, your existence actually teaches us one important lesson, that when we give ourselves fully to Guru and Gauranga, they give us unlimited empowerment. Actually, your life as an offering to Srila Prabhupada. From the moment Srila Prabhupada first saw you, he recognized in you a very rare, special soul, one destined to carry forward the mission of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Srila Prabhupada, when he first saw you, he said, you can be trained to become a leader, and he is going to take forward the mission of Lord Chaitanya all over the world. When Srila Prabhupada instructed you to the Mayapur and develop, you simply said, yes, Srila Prabhupada. At that time, when Mayapur was nothing but fields, it is flooded, it is uncertain, it has no roads, it has no electricity, it has no human resources around to help, nothing much going on. Though it is challenging to develop any place with nothing practically, your grace have actually put an attempt wholeheartedly and created a great temple of Vedic planetarium today, the world's biggest temple. You are teaching actually that bhakti grows when we say yes to Guru's instruction, even when it seems impossible. So you have imbibed the teachings of Srila Prabhupada when he says, impossible is the word in the fool's dictionary. And Srila Prabhupada also says, the word impossible also has, I am possible. So you have proven again and again that you can do whatever seems impossible to the conditioned soul. I can talk for myself, like me. And you have been living a life or a lifetime of fearless service. Your pioneering efforts, both preaching, Padayatra, village outreach, the expansion of Lord Chaitanya's mercy to every corner of Bengal and the entire world reflect your fearless spirit of preaching boldly. You embraced the dangers coming on the way, discomforts while preaching, and you took all kinds of hardships with joy, simply because Srila Prabhupada desired that. The holy name should reach every town and village. That was the goal which was given to you by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. And your life teaches us that real devotion is measured not by convenience but by commitment. And you are a miracle of determination and divine grace. In 2008, you suffered a massive stroke, and it was devastating to the whole ISKCON community. In fact, I was given the opportunity to receive him in the Sydney airport in 2008, and I missed the opportunity to personally serve you, Maharaj. However, after the stroke, doctors said, you will never speak again, you will never travel, you will never preach, you may not even survive. But you only said one thing, if Krishna wants, I will continue preaching. That is the dependency on the Supreme Personality of Godhead you have exhibited despite all kinds of inconveniences. Your recovery after devastating stroke stands as one of the most inspiring chapters of your life. When doctors declared limitations, you declared faith. When the doctors continued or expected silence, you spoke. Your soul surged forward with even greater strength. Your return to preaching, traveling, initiating, and guiding thousands of the devotees all over the world is nothing short of a miracle. This reveals the depth of your surrender to His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada, and how seriously you have taken the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So one of the teachings in this context for myself is, when the body breaks, the soul's determinations can still shine by your example. You teaches us that devotional service is stronger than disease, old age, or physical limitations. And then you are the compassion as your natural quality. Your compassion is unparalleled. You meet devotees tirelessly, remember their names, their families, their struggles, and offer encouragement even when your own health demands rest. You embody the mood of Mahaprabhu to uplift every soul without discrimination. Your presence brings hope, your words bring clarity, your example brings transformation. And the compassion you show to the devotees is uncountable. One of the things which I remember, very senior disciples of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, they visited from a long distance after a couple of hours of flight, landed themselves to serve you in Hyderabad. And they wanted to serve you personally. They wanted to see you. At that time, it was the lunch time, and you were about to take prasadam. At that time, the disciples and the assistants of Your Holiness, they saw the senior disciples and they said, please take these plates of prasadam to serve Maharaj. And they happily took it and tried to serve Maharaj. Unexpectedly, suddenly the Maharaj became very angry and yelled on the senior-most disciples and said, is this the way you serve your spiritual master? Did you see the plate of prasadam which is so cold? You have to bring hot. Then they simply accepted the chastisement as a mercy, nodded their head and went back. Later, some of the neophyte devotees asked the senior disciples that, it was not your mistake. You just landed from wherever you are. We just gave you the plate. You could have said, some other devotees brought this and I just gave it to you. You never gave a reason. They said a very important thing in this message, that any Guru Maharaj, when they chastise, it comes with the blessings. It comes with immense empowerment to do the service properly. And sometimes Srila Prabhupada used to chastise his own disciples to teach the neophyte disciples. So, the last point which I want to emphasize, you are the embodiment of loyalty and humility. Throughout your life, you have remained steadfast, loyal to Srila Prabhupada's service and his instructions. You have never deviated from the mission. You have never sought any personal ambition to get your name and fame or recognition. You never allowed any obstacles to weaken your resolution. You were strong, determined. Your humility, even amidst global influence and leadership, is a lesson for all of us. You show us that the highest qualification of a devotee is unwavering loyalty to the spiritual master. Once Srila Prabhupada said, Jayapataka is my eternal associate. Why? Because he never deviates from the goal of pure bhakti. And Srila Prabhupada, when he says like this, His Holiness Japataka Swami Maharaj, you yourself humbly accept it as an instruction and you simply say, I am trying to fulfill your desire, Srila Prabhupada. On this auspicious Vyaspuja day, the 77th appearance of His Holiness Japataka Swami Maharaj, I pray unto you to give me the strength to imbibe even a fraction of your dedication to His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada, even a fraction, a drop of your compassion, your unwavering commitment to Guru and Gauranga. May I learn to serve with sincerity, to tolerate with humility, and preserve with faith, just as you have exemplified throughout your divine life. Maharaj, please bless me that I may remain always engaged in the service of Srila Prabhupada's mission under your guidance inspiration and blessings. Your life is a beacon of inspiration for the entire world. Your service is a treasure for ISKCON. Your example is a shelter for all sincere seekers of bhakti. On this sacred day, I offer my deepest gratitude and heartfelt obeisances at your lotus feet. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. So next I would like to invite Chancellor Prabhu, the disciple of Krishna Maharaj, and we can hear from him. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, dear Guru Maharaj, Dandot Pranam. Please accept my respectful obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Thank you all the devotees for taking your time to come for the Vyaspuja of my Guru Maharaj. I am very glad that all of you have arrived here. I'll try to keep it short, not short too much, but first I'll just outline what I'm going to say. First part is I'll talk about my personal experiences with Guru Maharaj. And then after that, some of the qualities which really attracted me about him later on, like apart from my personal experiences. So I'll just talk about my personal experiences. We all know how much Guru Maharaj has done extensive preaching, and he's always tried to please the previous acharyas by making sure, Krishna's message and Lord Chaitanya's mission is reached to every town and village, right? So how did that happen? At least for me, at least with respect to in my case, I did not get introduced to Krishna consciousness in India or wherever I lived in Mysore or Bangalore. It was in a remote town called Ibri. He had two disciples. They're my Shiksha Gurus. His Grace Vijay Venugopal Prabhu and Her Grace Prema Padwani Mataji. They were instructed to go to Muscat, Oman. It's in the Middle East. So they were instructed to go there and start preaching there, increase the Krishna conscious movement there. So they went during the 1990s, or I think 89, and because of their effort and Guru Maharaj's effort and all the devotees in India who came and trained and everything, the community grew from just them family of 4 to almost 2,000 plus when we were there. So among those 2,000 devotees, one set of devotees were living in a remote town called Ibri in Oman. That's a very remote town in Oman. Like it's probably like very remote. Like you will find it very, very remote. So we were there because of my father working there, and somehow or the other my father got to know that there is some kind of a festival which happens every week, Sunday feast, which they give free prasadam. So that was the main highlight for us, for every one of us. So we just went there and then we had prasadam, and then that's how we were introduced to Krishna consciousness. So we could that was like a very empowering thing, like very really amazing thing for me, because the way he has made sure to please his previous acharyas, and that's how he's been so successful in his missions. And later on, like we had moved to the capital of Oman, which is Muscat, and I think I was in my 8th standard or 7th standard. That's the first time actually I saw Guru Maharaj. He was just like at that time that was post his stroke and everything. So he was coming by the wheelchair. Like there was a huge hall booked, and Guru Maharaj was coming by the wheelchair, and I was seeing such a huge set of people, huge set of devotees. Some were crying, some were smiling, some were happy, some were dancing. So I was just wondering why were so many people so attracted to a person who is so disabled? Like that was my thinking that time, because obviously I was young and I did not know anything about Krishna consciousness, not so much as to what my mother knows or everyone knows. So I was thinking what was so attractive about him that made everyone look at him in a very different way. And as soon as he came, the entire room lit up. So I was like, what is so great about him? So that was my first encounter and experience. And then later on, every year he used to come to Muscat. And then in one of those years, he had come, and then we had a program, and then he was on the stage, and he just announced to the entire crowd there. I think I was probably in ninth standard, probably a year later. So he just announced to the crowd there that okay, who here wants to be my disciple, or wants to aspire to be my disciple? And since I was obviously immature, I thought it's out of pride. I was like, okay, let me just show off and just stand. And then my brother was also sitting there, and he was like, why are you standing? You know, you have to chant 16 rounds and you have to do so many things. You have to give up so many things, like, and then onion, garlic, all those different, different things are there, right? So my brother was like, hey, why are you standing? Sit down, sit down. And then I stood up. I was like, no, it's okay, it's okay. And then there were so many other devotees standing there. And then Guru Maharaj, obviously, he took whatever pride I had, and he blessed all the devotees who are standing, and I'm very grateful that it has reached to this point now. So yeah, that was one of the very nice pondering thing for me now. And fast forwarding to recent, like 2023, I moved to the US and everything. And then in 2023, when I moved to Chicago Temple, obviously there are like wonderful devotees here who have constantly kept me in services here. And so I was really interested to move forward in Krishna consciousness, and really interested to get initiated and Guru Ashray and everything. So I went to Dallas, where Guru Maharaj had come to the US after a very long time. And so I went there to get his Guru Ashray, or the shelter. That's a step before initiation. So when I went there, after the program ended, I was supposed to go to the president's house, and then the temple president's house, and that's where I was supposed to get the Guru Ashray. So Guru Maharaj was supposed to go there and have his prasadam. So what amazing thing which I saw there was, he has so many ailments. It's very difficult for him it takes him 1 hour to eat. It takes him 1 hour to eat, and it takes a lot of time for him to be in the restroom. A lot of time. It is not like, something, it's very, very uncomfortable. You don't realize it is really, really uncomfortable. There is a Mataji who was explaining it to my mother. It's very, very uncomfortable. 1 hour to eat. It is not an easy thing. So what he did was, like the temple president's family, they had cooked a very nice meal, and then they had cooked a very special cake for him. What did Guru Maharaj do? He took the entire cake, and he sat and he finished the entire cake. He wanted to show the level of personalism and care for those devotees who cooked for him. So that's the amount of care he had, and that was really moving for me just before I was trying to get my Guru Ashray. Shri Shri Kishore Kishori ki jai. Shri Tikna Brothers Puramai ki jai. Yeah, that was very moving for me. And apart from that, just after that, few moments later, there was this teenage girl who was a friend of the devotees' children there. She was not a devotee, obviously. She was a non-devotee or something. But Guru Maharaj, when he was leaving the room and he was going to another place where he was staying, so he just scanned the entire room, and he asked his secretary, how is that girl going back home, like going to her house? And I don't know how he was able to spot that there was a girl who is here, who is not a devotee, and who's just here by herself, and he's making sure that she reaches home on time. So that was very, amazing for me, that he's able to care for every person in the room and not just leave as it is. And the level of personalism he showed is outstanding, I felt. So that I wanted to share that, and those are some experiences I wanted to share with all the devotees here. And some of the qualities I wanted to also share that attracted me, and a little bit about the pastimes as well, was his sincerity to Srila Prabhupada and his dedication, right? Even after his stroke and kidney transplants, he got back on his feet. He did all the exercises. He did whatever is necessary to get back on the feet. It's not very easy to get back on your feet. Like, your body is broken down. Your will, like, if for a normal person, your will breaks down, right? You cannot get back up. But he got back up, and then he made sure to, travel, preach, manage as a GBC, and still continue with initiating so many disciples after that. Mahavara Prabhu was saying that before he was sick, he was accepting relatively less number of disciples, or the disciples were like, not so much, like not a lot of people were going towards him to get initiated or something. But after he was this one, so many devotees, so many people are aspiring for being his disciple, and he was also more happy to take them on as his, their disciples. So that was really inspiring for me. And there is this one exchange which happened with me and Guru Maharaj with respect to, like, when I was exchanging an email with him. I would call it his, I think the best quality is, I would call it the bumblebee character. So I asked Guru Maharaj, this was obviously like I think 1 year ago or 1.5 years ago or 2 years ago. I asked Guru Maharaj, you're so extraordinarily open-minded and sweet to all walks of people and accept them for what they are and ignore their shortcomings. I am finding it hard to do that. Could you please guide me on how I can develop this mood? And Guru Maharaj had replied to me that we follow the third instruction of Lord Chaitanya in his Shikshashtaka. We should give respect to others and not expect any respect for ourselves. Try to see the good qualities in other devotees. Like there are two insects, flies and bees. The flies are looking for infections or sores, but the bees are looking for the honey. And I felt the next part of the sentence is the real kicker. Try to see the good qualities in devotees and you won't have time to see any bad qualities. So that was very moving, and it's obviously very hard to follow that because we're not very, I would say I'm not very advanced to see it in that light, but it's certainly good to follow that perspective. And yeah, I wanted to share that. And I think finally I wanted to share was his ability to be energetic and enthusiastic. And you could see that mostly in Rath Yatras. That was how he was introduced to Krishna consciousness. When he was first in San Francisco, Jayananda Prabhu asked him, and then they both were building the cart. That was his first service in ISKCON. So for him, Lord Jagannath and Rath Yatra is very, very, very close to him, because that's where he was introduced to Krishna consciousness, and that's how he was able to get his first service. So you could see him, many devotees, when he was very, well, they used to call him for Rath Yatras to, have that ecstatic kirtan, jumping, and, the whole environment was, pumping with energy, I would say. So that was one of the things I really loved about him. So I would like to, therefore, Guru Maharaj, I am eternally indebted to you to take me on as your disciple. I offer all my good qualities, the praises given by devotees and non-devotees, everyone, and the wonderful opportunities in service that have been given to me by ISKCON Chicago or ISKCON Koramangala or everywhere. I would like to offer them to you, because without you, I don't think I would have ever received such a blessing. I pray for your good health and continued blessings on me and my family. Finally, I just wanted to say a word of thanks to everyone, so that I have to get into service later. So I thank all the devotees present here who have come to celebrate this Vyaspuja celebration with me. Certainly an extraordinary day, because it is Ekadashi, and we are celebrating in front of Shri Shri Kishore Kishori, Jagannath Baladev Subramaya Sudarshan and Gauranitai. And obviously most fortunate, because a lot of senior devotees here who are really wonderful, because they've shown, at least for the past few days when I've tried to plan this with Mataji, they have shown extraordinary or world-class personalism and, like encouragement and support in making sure that the celebration happens. So that I would like to thank that. And there are a few devotees I would also thank who have done a lot in the background. My parents, Utkarshni Mataji, Manjunath, and my brother Ravitej, and my Shiksha Gurus, His Grace Vijay Venugopal Prabhu, Her Grace Premapadani Mataji, and our dear council members, Navin Krishna Prabhu, Paramatma Prabhu, and Radharaman Prabhu and Balram Prabhu for allowing me to celebrate this festival, and Sridhar Prabhu for guiding me through the celebration, and also helping with the prasadam and everything, cooking efforts. And obviously in the background there are a lot of devotees at the kitchen who are also helping. That is Sundar Nitai Prabhu, Shri Rupa Mataji, Mangala Mataji, Shruti Priya Mataji also made some dishes. Sham Priya Mataji, who is Sunil Madhav Prabhu, they also made some dishes. She was saying she was when she was giving me the prasadam for Guru Maharaj, she was having tears in her eyes. She was saying how he has been my Shiksha Guru. And she's His Holiness Radhana Swami Maharaj's disciple, but she was saying she was so moved by him. So I was very shocked that I was not able to experience that. So yeah, that was very nice of Mataji to share. And Prem Rasa Mataji, who is planning to give a Ekadashi cake for Maharaj, and Swarupa Mataji and his family for helping me, and Sham Gopi Mataji and Sham Sakhi Mataji, who are also helping with the garland and everything. So, and I just wanted to end by saying, for all new people who have come here to just experience this whole celebration, that from what I've experienced here in ISKCON Chicago, I think you need to follow the footsteps of all these great Vaishnavas here, the devotees here who have come, the pujaris, everyone, and try to humbly approach a spiritual master who comes in the disciplic succession, who is bona fide, and then eternally serve Shri Kishore Kishori. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Hari Bol. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Swami Maharaj. Jai.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So just remembering, I'll share a few pastimes of Maharaj. So one time when His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj was in Mayapur, and he took darshans of Radha Madhav, and later His Grace Jananivas Prabhu, who is the head pujari, he noticed that there is one kadamba flower which is there at the lotus feet of Radha Madhav. That was not the season of kadamba flowers. And later on, Jananivas Prabhu went to Radha Madhav, went to His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. He asked him, "Did you offer kadamba flower to Radha Madhav today?" And Jayapataka Maharaj said, "Yes." So he had offered it in his mind, and it was actually there at the lotus feet of Shri Radha Madhav. That is the greatness of His Holiness Japataka Swami Maharaj. Prabhupada himself would call him an eternal associate of Lord Chaitanya. All the devotees were mentioning about the stroke which Maharaj underwent. Actually, I feel all the devotees should see this one video. The name of the video is Never Give Up. This is one video of His Holiness Japataka Swami Maharaj, 7-8 minutes video. If we are feeling down anytime in our spiritual life, just watch that one video, and we will feel what we are undergoing is nothing. And what Maharaj is doing is like everything of the entire world. Maharaj very much focuses on Vaishnava care as well. I remember when I would go to Mayapur for Kartik Yatra with my spiritual master, His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj would tell devotees, his disciples, at least 20-30 Matajis would come in the morning and 20-30 Matajis in the evening, and would be assisting in sabji cutting, in vegetable chopping, without any expectation. And 1-2 times it so happened they did not even get the prasad. Still they were not demanding anything. They were just happily serving. And there were a few devotees, those who made, what do you call that, mixture? And they made this puffed rice or chipped rice, whatever you call it, and it distributed it to all 15,000 devotees. Such high degree of Vaishnava Seva. When His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj came to know that evening prasad is not served in the Kartik Yatra, he told his disciples, put a stall and distribute khichdi to everyone. So 10,000 people they were distributing khichdi to. That is the high level of Vaishnava Seva he is engaged in. And everyone who comes in, along with Vaishnava Seva, there are a lot of things which are going on, but along with Vaishnava Seva, one of his likings, his deep likings is, whichever are the pastime places of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and all the other devotees, he has a team of disciples whom he sends to excavate all those places. And right now, all the places in and around Mayapur, which we are able to see today, is the grace of His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Not only that, in the in South India, when Mahaprabhu went for his South India Yatra, he has put Lord Chaitanya's lotus feet at different places. So before coming to America, I had gone to South India. So I went to Adi Keshav temple. And this Adi Keshav temple, there is lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is put by His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. Then I went to Ananta Padmanabh Swami. There also there are lotus feet of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which are again put by Maharaj. So it's such a deep appreciation for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his teachings. And obviously, so much devotion for Srila Prabhupada. The only reason he is living for is Temple of Vedic Planetarium, and everyone knows it. Otherwise, he's like Bhishma, who is having Ichha Mrityu, and Krishna is fulfilling his wishes. So no matter how many things happen to him, kidney transplant, liver transplant, what not. And there are messages which come on the group. Mahavaraha Prabhu, his servant, he posts on various messages. But we are pretty sure nothing will happen till the time TVP does not open, because he is just living for that. He is just living for that. That is about him. We can also understand a tree, we can judge a tree by how the fruits are there. Mango fruits, they will only grow on mango trees. We find one disciple of His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj. Such a tremendous dedication. One disciple, her Grace Nitai Sevani Mataji and her husband, Samba Prabhu, they were just sent to Vishakhapatnam with nothing. They were seeing on road maps, where is Vishakhapatnam, went there, and now a huge temple is coming up in Vishakhapatnam. He sent one other couple to Ahobilam, which is the place of Lord Narsimhadev, and they are doing tremendous services for all the Vaishnavas there. Everywhere you see. He was talking about Oman, Muscat. So every place, he just sent one couple, and one couple is doing everything. And all their inspiration is coming from His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. So Jayapataka Maharaj is one of the moons in the party of Srila Prabhupada. Giriraj Maharaj has written this book, Many Moons. He is one of the moons, but he has produced many more moons. And many moons, unlimited moons. Prabhupada told him, you can initiate 50,000 disciples. And he's just going on. It is said that he has 10 beads at one time on which he chants. 5 on this and 5 on this hand, 1 on each finger. This is how he chants. Because he wants to deliver anyone and everyone. One time he was mentioning, people are not knowing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu. That is our fault. Because we are not preaching. That is why people are not knowing. So we should preach. So many things. We can never be grateful enough to His Holiness Japataka Swami Maharaj for what he has given to us. Only thing what we can do is, we can try to follow in its footsteps and try to just imbibe a drop of his dedication. Even if we do that, a drop of his Vaishnava qualities, even if we do that, then I guess our life will be successful. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
So we have 2 or 3 more offerings. Then after that we're going to be an Aarti, and there will be a Pushpanjali ceremony before Aarti. Then we can have a start at the downstairs 1 p.m. Thank you.
Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine. Because we don't have so much time, I will keep this really short. Just wanted to touch upon 2 or 3 different aspects which I really appreciate in Maharaj. The first one is how loving Maharaj is. So I think first time I met Maharaj was sometime in early 2000s. So once I visited New Talawan farm community, which is in the middle of nowhere in, I think it is Tennessee or Alabama. I think it is in Tennessee, middle of nowhere. And devotees invited, like Maharaj, he used to travel so much distance just to encourage devotees to provide his association. Very few, the number of devotees there is very less. So even in those kind of places, because devotees invite Maharaj, he used to go and visit. But during that trip, I also had some personal interaction with Maharaj. So like all of us were in the, like at the temple waiting for Maharaj to arrive. And Maharaj's car pulled in front of the temple. And like all of us were paying obeisances. I was also paying obeisances. And like I was chanting different prayers and things like that. I saw that somebody stood in front of me. And like I was looking, and then I thought that, I felt that it was Maharaj, then I looked, and it was Maharaj. And he was waiting for me to finish, getting up. And then I got up, and he gave me a very big hug. He gave a very big hug. It, I felt like it lasted forever. And I also wanted it to, stay, in that forever. He did not know me. It is not that I am his disciple or I met him and so many times or things like that. But he was such a loving and caring personality. So whenever I think of Maharaj, this is what I remember. And there is one image of Narsinghadev and Prahlad Maharaj. So Narsinghadev will put Prahlad Maharaj on his shoulder and he will be patting. I literally felt like that. So Maharaj was giving a big hug and I was there and I did not know what to do. I should be also hugging Maharaj, but he is Maharaj. So I just stayed there. It is such a memorable kind of an event. And he is definitely one of my role models. If you see Maharaj, the amount of compassion Maharaj has for devotees, you cannot find anybody else who has such a compassion. So even with this, all the health challenges, he still gives Srimad Bhagavatam classes. Whenever I go to Mayapur, I see Maharaj coming and he gives Srimad Bhagavatam classes, and in the evening he gives other from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Chaitanya Bhagavata, like that. He doesn't consider any of his discomforts. He is always in the mood of giving and giving and giving more and giving more. And that is another thing I notice is typically when we see when devotees provide initiation, the spiritual master, they get some karma, right? Token reaction. Of course, by the power of their own spiritual practice, most of it is going to be vanquished, but they get some token. And Maharaj had so many disciples, and I believe that even he once said that because some of the disciples are not following things properly, that's why his health is getting affected. If it is somebody else, they will say that, okay, I am not going to be initiating any more disciples. And I think last year or year before the last, when I visited Mayapur, Maharaj was initiating 740 something devotees in one ceremony. And that is not the only initiation. He was doing that for many days because there are so many devotees waiting in line. Maharaj is so compassionate. He is not thinking that how it is going to be affecting my own health. He is only thinking about giving to others. He is such a wonderful role model and inspiration for all of us to follow. So on this auspicious occasion, I pray to Maharaj that he bless all of us so that we can get even that drop of compassion, that drop of dedication and drop of maintaining that Vaishnava etiquette and loving relationship with all the Vaishnavas. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
He's looking for somebody who will deliver the Lord Chaitanya mercy. Unfortunately, otherwise, nobody will
Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami iti namile. Namo Acharya Padaya Nitai Kripa Pradayane Gaura Katha Thamo Nagoro Gramotarini. As Paramatma Prabhu said, that Srila Prabhupada has instructed one of his most charismatic and dedicated disciple, saying, I am giving you the kingdom of God, you develop it. This obedient and compassionate disciple is none other than our Guru Maharaj, Jayapataka Maharaj Swami. And we all know he gave us the world's largest institution of worship, Mayapur Dham. Maharaj's life demonstrates the qualities of the empowered bona fide spiritual master with knowledge, courage, compassion, determination, and deep devotion. He tirelessly and selflessly dedicated his life to fulfill Lord Chaitanya's mission of spreading the Harinam from remote villages to concrete cities and every corner of the world. He started the Food for Life project to distribute prasadam to the people in need, so that no one in the radius of the temple of 10 miles would go starving. He started the Namahatta project to reach out to all and everyone, irrespective of financial status or any other discrimination, to get the mercy of Lord Chaitanya. He is truly an liberated soul and a bona fide representative of Lord Chaitanya. Some of the things that really touched me was his, during the late 70s or early 70s, there was a very bad flood in West Bengal. So he traveled in boats, risking his own life, to reach out to the people who were stuck on the tree tops or rooftops and distributed prasadam. He was so merciful that he also worked in a restaurant during the development of Mayapur and worked in the restaurant to gather money and then make prasadam at night and distribute to the devotees. These qualities really touched my heart. A leader, a person who never thought himself to be his comfort level. He never thought about his own comfort level. He simply is a giver. I pay my respectful obeisances to his lotus feet. Hare Krishna.
Next, I would like to invite Brahma to give his offerings. So he is the one Maharaj who clearly established Srila Prabhupada as his personal and Acharya, and he's trying to follow his instruction to become a spiritual master. So, yes. After this, we have Pushpanjali.
Hare Krishna, sorry, bro. Hare Krishna, Jesus and my humble obeisances. Talking about Maharaj is like a small ant. He's trying to talk about the humongous personality. It's impossible to speak in words what Maharaj has done and what Maharaj is still doing at this point in his life, where a normal person cannot operate. He's operating with a artificial or the kidney which is not his own, the liver which is not his own. He's coming in the public flights. He knows he needs his own personal jet at this point because he needs a lot of intervention when he's traveling to go to the bathroom, to go to the... He's selflessly suffering everything and traveling all the way around the world till now in the public jets, and is tolerating all these difficulties. My Guru Maharaj, Param Pujya Gopal Krishna Maharaj, was very, very, very close to Param Pujya Japataka Maharaj. They were like buddies in one sense. He was been given sannyas by, my Guru Maharaj was given sannyas by Param Pujya Japataka Maharaj. whatever mood my Guru Maharaj imbibed was from Jayapataka Maharaj. And whatever mood I am imbibing is coming from Jayapataka Maharaj. My role model in my life is Jayapataka Maharaj, because what he's doing till now, a normal person cannot do. A fake kidney, a fake liver, dialysis every 3 days, and still preaching and making devotees is not a joke. All glories to Sri Jayapataka Maharaj, Swami Maharaj, all glories to their disciples, and hope I can continue serving my Guru Maharaj in the mode of sacrifice given by Jayapataka Maharaj. Thank you, Prabhu.
So you will be given flower petals, make into drink divided. Then when we chant Guru Pranam mantra, then you can also
take a flower.
do the
You can take a flower. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yep. I hope everyone has the flower.
Yes.
Very well. Om Agnanatimirandasya Jnanam Janashalakaya Chakshurununmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamvitamscha Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Iti Namine Shri Varshabhana Videvi Dahitaya Kripade Krishna Sambandha Vignana Dahine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryojvala Premadhya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktide Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namostute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Viruddha Pasiddhanta द्वन्द्वहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद्वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्बारसम्भोरे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः। नमो भक्तिविनोदाय सच्चिदानन्दनामिने गौरशक्तिस्वरूपाय रूपानुगावराय ते भूमिस्त्वं निर्देष्टा सज्जनप्रिया वैष्णवा सार्वभौमा श्रीजगन्नाथाय ते नमः। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरतसे नमः। पंचतत्त्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूपस्वरूपकं भक्तावतारां भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तसाकिकम्। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। जयतां सूरतो पंगुर मम मंद मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्भोजो राधा मदन मोहन दिव्याद्वृन्दारण्यकल्प द्रुमधा श्रीमद् रत्नागर सिंहासनस्थो श्रीमद् राधा श्रील गोविंद देवो प्रेस्तालिभि सेव्यमनो स्मरामि। श्रीमन् रसारसरम्भे वंशे वततस्थित कर्षन् वैनो स्वनैर्गोपैर् गोपीनाथ श्रियेस्तु न तप्त कांचन गौरांगे राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमः ओं विष्णुपादाय श्रील जयपाताका स्वामिने नमाचार्यपदाय निताय कृपा प्रदायिने निताय कृपा प्रदायिनी गौरकात धाम सॉरी नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामी नीति नामिने एष पुष्पांजलि. नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामी नीति नामिने एष पुष्पांजलि. नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते जयपताका स्वामी नीति नामिने एष पुष्पांजलि. I think so, yeah. संसारधावानवनिदलोका त्राणाय कारुण्यगणगणत्वम्. प्राप्तस्य कल्याणगुणनभस्य श्रीचरणारविन्द महाप्रभु कीर्तन नित्य गीता वादित्रमाद्यानन सुरसेना रोमाञ्चकां पाशुतरङ्गबाज वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम्. श्रीविग्रहादानन नित्यनाना शृङ्गारतान्मान्दिरमर्जनाद श्रीविग्रहादानन नित्यनाना युक्तस्य भक्तं च नियुञ्जतोऽपि वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्दम्. चतुर्वेदा श्री भगवत्प्रसादो स्वाधन्यतृप्तान् हरिभक्तसङ्ग चतुर्वेदा श्री भगवत्प्रसादो सदैव वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना श्रीराधिका माधवयोरपारा माधुर्यलीला गुणरूपनाम्ना प्रतीक्षणा स्वाधनदोलुपास्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द निकुञ्जयानो रतिकलिसेते यायाले बेरो पेरापेक्षणीया निकुञ्जयानो रतिकलिसेते यायाले बेरो पेरापेक्षणीया पत्रादिदाक्ष भक्तिवल्लभास्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द साक्षादरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे उक्तस्य ताताव्यतैव साधे साक्षादरित्वेन समस्तशास्त्रे किन्तु प्रभुर्या प्रियैव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द किन्तु प्रभुर्या प्रियैव तस्य वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द यस्य प्रसादा भगवत्प्रसादो यस्य प्रसादा न गति कुतोऽपि 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 ध्यायस्तुवन्तस्य यस्य श्रीसंज्ञा वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द स्तुवन्तस्य यस्य श्रीसंज्ञा वन्दे गुरो श्रीचरणारविन्द 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 वन्दे गुरो Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jayapataka Swami Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Jayapataka Swami Guru Guru Deva. Jayapataka Swami Jaya Guru Deva, Jayapataka Swami Jaya Guru Deva. Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Guru Deva, Jaya Guru Deva. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Niti Namine. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Jayapataka Swami Swami Niti Namine. Namacharya Padaya Nitya Kripa Pradayine Gaurakata Damadaya Nagaragramatarine. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Kishore Jaya Kishore Jaya Kishore Jaya Kishore Jaya Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra, Jagannatha Jaya Baladeva Jaya Subhadra, Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita Jaya Gauranita, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Hari Bol, Nitya Gaura Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य श्री अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस हवे चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी जगत गुरु शील प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की, प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्यामा कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की। ब्रज भूमि वृंदावन धाम की। मायापुर नवद्वीप धाम की। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुर धाम की। गंगा माई की, यमुना माई की, भक्ति देवी की, तुलसी महारानी की, सामवेद भक्त वृंद की, बृहद मृदंग की, हरिनाम संकीर्तन यज्ञ की, हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की। हिज होलीनेस जयपताका स्वामी महाराज व्यास पूजा महामहोत्सव की। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू assembled devotees, हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज 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 टू श्री गुरु एंड गौरंगा। नमस्ते नरसिंहाय प्रहलाद लाद दायिने हिरण्यकाशे पूर्वक्षः शीलटङ्कानखालाय इतो नरसिंह परतो नरसिंह यतो यतो यामि ततो नरसिंह नरसिंह हृदये नरसिंह नरसिंह मदं शरणं प्रपद्ये तव कर कमलवरे अद्भुत शृंगा दलित हिरण्यकशिपु तनु भृंगा केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे कर कमलवरे नाथ अद्भुत श्रृंगार ललित हिरण्यकशिपु तनु भृंगा केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जगदीश हरे केशवधृता नरहरि रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे केशवधृता रूपा जय जगदीश हरे जय जगदीश हरे जगदीश हरे जय नरसिंह रे नरसिंह रे नरसिंह रे जय नरसिंह रे जय प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज जय प्रहलाद महाराज। श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंह भगवान की जय। भक्त शिरोमणि प्रहलाद महाराज की जय।